out to Kiki because we got our daily shout out to Kiki.
Kiki got 2 shout outs this time. It was like back to back.
Hey.
But I'm convinced that I'm convinced this is the thing. Like, I don't believe he just casually
every show has every season has either a running joke or
I think that's
something that has to happen every episode. And I feel like because Danny hasn't won a challenge and he hasn't gone into elimination yet, he still got to get his confessionals off. Yeah. So he gonna take the opportunity to just throw his wife out there because that's what's most important.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the Challenge USA. This is episode 6, I think. We are back to do our review and recap of this newest episode, and we're gonna get right into it. Let's start with the algorithm, and this is where I have my doubts because let's start with the algorithm. That's where they pick up from where they left off at the new algorithm, with some of the pairs being Tyson and Kira, Ben and Sarah, Cash and Kylan, Justin and Enzo. And then when we get to Angela, she gets repaired with Dom, and she's like, hold up. She's like, I already had Dom, TJ. And TJ's like, the algorithm is perfect. You will never get the same person unless it's physically impossible. I don't understand because it wasn't impossible. I was like, let's switch her with Derek X, switch her with somebody. It was so many other people she hasn't been with. So I really don't understand what he meant by the algorithm is perfect, because obviously not. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, because Dominic hasn't been with Desi.
So many people.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Angela.
It was giving very much Rick and Morris.
Yeah, I was like, why'd they do that?
Yeah, they definitely rigged it.
So we get back into the house, and Ben and Sarah, they do a little kind of aside of Ben and Sarah talking about how they feel betrayed by Tyson and how it's like all guns blazing on Tyson. And
I feel like Ben was I like Ben throughout the season up until this point. I was like, you're a little too invested. Like you knew exactly what they was doing. It was literally a confession of him saying Tyson and Justine want to get rid of Leo, not Sarah. Like, you literally knew what was happening. So I don't know why you like pissed and pressed.
He said if his number one Sarah would have went home, it would have been on apartment. I don't think it would have been on apartment, but you know what I mean. He would have been more upset.
He was just blowing smoke.
Yeah, he would have been more upset. This, I don't know. I guess because we have just as people have watched so much like reality TV, it's just really hard to watch a show and not know what's going to happen nowadays. You watch it so much because literally soon the first 5 minutes of this show aired and David had talked twice, I was like, oh.
Yeah, as soon as David had his first confessional, I said it's a David episode. I know this is going. We good. We in there.
That's how it was with Izzo. When Izzo had like 2 confessionals back to back, I was like, okay. So I see what's going on.
They make it too, but that's the thing. I think that's just been as of late with these new the reality shows go. It's like, because there's so many people in the house that they don't just ask everybody's opinion, or they don't get everybody to do a confession every episode. So they only focus on who is going to make the most impact in this episode. They just tunnel vision on them instead of just getting opinions from everybody.
They make it too obvious. I think they should let's save a little, don't show his confessionals till after what happens is relevant. Then I'll be like, oh, that's that. Oh, okay, surprise. But you showing it before, and when you ain't show him not once.
But I think that's also about not having main characters too. Is like
Cash goes up to Sarah. They have a conversation. She talks to Sarah and says like she didn't necessarily want to vote her out, she wanted to give her a heads up, but Tyson said no, so she went with the flow, and she apologizes for that. I don't know if
I didn't like that. That made me raise the eyebrow like Cash, because I was like,
that's why
this was your idea.
That's what I'm saying. That was
say nothing at all. Like
what you crying for? What are you crying for? I, in my good conscience, I do not understand. Why do people cry over these decisions? This is not your friend. You will never be friends with her outside of the
house together. So maybe,
but it's like,
give a fuck. You're competing for money.
Yeah,
you're competing for life-changing money, and you care about somebody else's feelings. first and foremost, this was your idea in the first place.
Yeah,
it was her idea.
Because the way she framed it to Sarah, it was like Tyson told me to pick you. Yeah. Like I didn't want to do it. Like I was just scared. And I was like, Cash, on one hand, that's smart because man, Sarah, it already just throws more like it's basically just throwing Tyson under the bus as a scapegoat for her. Yeah, that's great. But at the same time, it's like, come on, Cash. Like I know you don't play like that.
It's lame. It's real lame because it's like if you're gonna make a big move, which it was, it just didn't work. If you're gonna make a big move, stand by it. Don't you
see Tyson? He was like, well, if they win,
Tyson did exactly what anybody would know. Anybody who's not afraid to go into elimination or to go home literally will stand by a big move.
Coming to the challenge, we have Kira. She says that she is not feeling well. She's been trying to hide it, but she's super sick. She's been throwing up, but she's not going to let it show because she's paired with Tyson, and she want to show up. She don't want to be considered like a weak partner. This week's challenge is called Containment, and I swear if I was on this challenge, I know I would lose. It'd just be so many steps. I'd be like, explain it again, TJ. Explain it again. Because I never keep up. But basically,
I wonder if it changed. I wonder how they did the whole sticker situation.
Sticker on the container.
Yeah, because nobody's result was the same yet. I didn't see like them. Like I wonder how they did.
Maybe they told
the stickers placement for.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I barely knew what was happening with the stickers.
All I knew is that they just had to grab the key and solve a math equation. That's really all I'm used to at this point.
So basically, I'll explain it. So basically, with the challenge Containment, they had to swim to a ladder, climb onto the shipping container, count the symbols that are on their shipping container inside and out. And then once they count, they had to swing to a platform in the middle, both partners, grab their keys, swim back to shore, and then solve a math problem based off the number of stickers there were.
Yeah, that's all when
they get the code. Once they get the code, they pull the lever, and whoever's the fastest, that's your time locked in. And so it was a lot of steps, and I'm telling you, I know I would have forgot.
It was a lot of moving parts, a lot of variables.
It was interesting.
I liked it.
Just the explanation. I didn't really know what was happening first.
It kind of reminded me of like War of the Worlds 2, kind of almost, but in a more condensed, less dangerous fashion. Because that War of the Worlds 1 when that was a little dangerous. That was one where Polly's arm.
I was gonna say this because they've been doing this particular challenge kind of repetitively lately. Because it was also on All Stars 2 and 3. It's basically where they have to get a symbol it equals a certain number, and then they have to solve the math equation based off that symbol.
Let's get into it. So Shannon and Derek go, and Shannon and Derek go climb the ladder, get on the shipping containers. Shannon falls into the net, and she said she pulls her hamstring, but she's trying to keep going because she doesn't want to appear hurt, but people saw that she hurt herself. But
she announced that she was hurt.
Huh?
She announced that she was hurt.
Oh, did she announce? Okay, okay.
Yeah. It was later on when she was trying to play like she wasn't hurt.
Yeah, you're right. But she finished it. They were able to finish. They locked in their time. Leo and Kayla go so when Leo and Kayla go, Kayla jumps in, but Leo is scared of water, of like just jumping into the water. He can't swim that well. So at first I thought they were gonna DQ for real because he hesitated, and I was like, oh no, they're not gonna make it. But then he did it. I don't know how fast they went, but he jumped into that water and he got his butt up there and they completed it. So when Tyson and Kira go, like they already told us, Kira is not feeling well. She's super sick. And when they go up there, she is able to get onto the shipping container. But when they have to do the swing onto the platform, she misses, face plants into the water, and she doesn't think she is strong enough to try to climb back up and do it again. So they are disqualified. So they're automatically at this point down at the bottom.
I do want to say this is in no particular order because I think Kira and Tyson.
Yeah, these are in no particular order. These are
just a lot of them, everybody.
Yeah, a lot of the different teams they barely showed. I don't even think they showed everybody because they were skipping and going back and forth because they started off with
Yeah, they did like Derek and no, not Derek and Shannon. It was like Derek and Shannon, Cash
and Cash and them, they didn't even show
Dom.
their whole run. They showed them starting and then they showed them finishing. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, they skipped a lot of competitors and throughout in between. They just showed what was most important. Like I think they just wanted to get to the meats and potatoes of everything rather than just showing us everybody who competes.
Yeah, they didn't show everybody. A lot of people just went skimmed through.
Yeah, but rewinding real quick back to Kira and Tyson. Kira didn't even face plant. She literally, before she even get off the containment thing, she was already halfway off to the ground. Like
she was falling.
It was literally a slide and whoop right in.
She wasn't feeling well.
As they are going through, we do see Justine and Enzo, and once again, they are not doing Justine any justice. Like they are not trying to help my girl win.
Yeah, Justine makes it onto the container. Justine and Enzo both swim, make it onto the container. But when it is time to jump onto the platform, Enzo just can't do it. I don't know. He's just nervous about the jump or the fall or the swim. I don't know, but he just cannot bring himself to jump, and so he backs out, and he's just like they are disqualified as well. So now right now we have Tyson.
My thing is, and this is just me, and this is just me trying to understand the logic of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's done 3 challenges that have involved heights, and he's done all of them with no issues. This one wasn't even that bad because it
was only 25 feet.
He only took the swing from one platform to another and just drop in the water. And as long as you got the equation right, you didn't have to do it twice.
Yeah. So you literally propelled down the building. So it was like
bro, he literally had to do a challenge where he had to drop vertically,
the trivia challenge,
almost 100 feet towards the ground. But you can't just swing on a rope, my guy. Like you're wearing a life vest. You're not going to die. So I just watching, I'm just like, okay, bro. Like even on Big Brother, they had you on a wall with no support.
He even tried to make it seem like it was his age. He was like, at 44, who does this? CT and everybody else on the challenge.
I was gonna say, Chris, he's definitely in his 40s. Johnny Bananas, he's definitely in his 40s. Like, let's not act like these dudes are not old. Mark is 62 going on 25. Then it's like you're not even an individual team, like an individual person. You have a teammate who you're quitting on.
That's what I was like. I was like, no.
You're quitting on somebody who's already qualified to be in the final.
Yeah.
You're quitting on me, bro. I would have wanted to swing. We'd have to fight. They had to just send me home.
So once everything is said and done, and all teams have gone, right now we know Tyson and Kira. Yeah, Tyson and Kira are disqualified, but also Justine and Enzo got disqualified. But Justine and Enzo weren't able to make it onto the platform at all. So they are the bottom team. And the winning team this episode was David and Desi.
That's right. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah, so this is David's first win. And so we applaud David for that. And I don't know if I would have called for David to win this episode, but he surprised me. He did really well.
No, I mean, if we're keeping it a buck, he held his own weight. He held his own weight. He was pulling his own work. He didn't hold anybody back. It wasn't, but it's not like it was a hard challenge anyway. It's just, do you know your stuff a little bit better? And he had an amazing partner in Desi.
When David and Desi do the sit down with Justine and Enzo, nothing really comes from this that we can see. They ask them who they want, and they don't really give a name. They say they don't really go through the list at all. I think it was an editing mistake. They had to talk about more than what they showed because nothing was shown to us. It was just the beginning, like, who do you want? And then at the end it said, let's look at our options. Like, it wasn't nothing. I was like, okay, I don't know what y'all cut out, but okay. So they didn't show us nothing in that, but basically at the end, they tell us kind of that there are 3 team options that David and Desi want to go through. For their options are either Cash and Kylan. They might want to take a shot. David says he want to take a big shot at either Cash and Kylan because of Kylan, Tyson and Kira because of Tyson, or they can put in Derek X and Shannon because that's Big Brother and Love Island, but I guess he doesn't.
It was mainly because they was like Shannon is sick.
Yeah, because Shannon hurt herself.
Shannon being hurt, Derek not really being a strong competitor and not really having too many allies left in the house seems pretty easy to make that choice. If you ask.
I mean, granted that, but however, spoiler alert, they chose Shannon and Derek. But the reason they chose Shannon and Derek, it was still so David's whole thing was I want to make a big move. But the reason that you chose Shannon and Derek is because Shannon is injured. Yet you could have did the same thing for Tyson and Kira and got a guaranteed.
I don't think Kira's injury or sickness is as well known as Shannon.
It was. They literally discussed it. They was like,
I don't think Shannon. I don't think Desi. I know David wanted to make a big move, but that vote, that decision, that wasn't David's choice. That was Desi's choice because Desi didn't want to be involved in any of the drama.
Yeah,
you notice there was nobody from Survivor who was voted in.
So, yeah, but if that's the case, then don't try to I would just prefer him not to say nothing and just be like, we choose this Eric.
The edit made him look like he wanted to. The edits made him look like he wanted to make a big move. But again, it's a whole part of the thing. Just the same thing that Cash said to Tyson, to Sarah early in the episode about, hey, this was Tyson's decision, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. If I'm David, I'm going to pull that same move. Look, listen.
Okay, granted
that was Desi's decision to vote in Derek. She said she didn't want to cause no drama, and realistically, as much as I wanted to go against her, I don't want to see what a tie is going to end up in. So I just went with what she went with. Boom, you've thrown her under the bus. You saved your own ass. You still got an ally, sort of, but realistically, that really was the smartest move to make.
I don't think it was. I think Kira and Tyson was the smartest move. There was no way Kira was going to win that, regardless.
Okay, so let's get into elimination. So as soon as we get to elimination, TJ calls out Justine and Enzo, and he asks David and Desi who they want, and they call out Shannon and Derek X. And, like we know, Shannon is a little bit hurt, so I'm already like, how's this about to go? And when they explained the challenge, I was a little bit underwhelmed because I was like, okay.
I was confused, and I was like, what's really going on? What is this?
That's what I said. That's why I said, what? So TJ say that we got 60 tires over here on these poles. You got to transfer them over here to this platform. Whoever do it first is the winner. And I was like, okay, what's happened? I was like, these tires are from like a leftover challenge or something. Season 38. They filmed here earlier, and it got something to do with something else. Because what?
It should have been like a volley, a back and forth type of thing, and then like at the end of 5 minutes, whatever the ratio is, or that could have been the whole challenge right there, like a poker game. We wager 5 tires to their 3 tires.
Oh, that would have been good.
Wager would have been good. The concept of them having to spell the words backwards, very interesting.
Yeah,
it was, but I feel like I feel like they were two separate. They were two.
I think it was cynical was the word that Justine had to spell.
Yeah, and she had the S.
I was struck. I was like, bro.
I wouldn't have. I was like,
I would not have gotten cynical. I would have gotten the rest of them. Yeah. Cynical was the one that got me. It wasn't even because of the S, because I know it's a C in it.
Yeah, it's the 2 C's, like, the Y.
I process this word backwards.
Yeah.
But they gave Justine cynical, and then right after that, Shannon got goggles. I was like, it's a whole bunch of G's and goggles. That's easy.
First of all, look, I ain't gonna lie. Felt a little racist. The black person got the hardest word.
It felt
fair. That's not fair because Derek had shovel. That word was nothing compared to cynical.
But I think wasn't Derek like a spelling bee champ or something?
GG.
Like he loved.
Exactly, bro. They gave Shannon the word goggles.
It was a little hard for me to root for. Like Justine was my girl to win, but I also wanted Derek to win because I actually do like Derek.
I was rooting for Justine and Enzo.
Like I said, Justine I was rooting for, but like I said, I like Derek. Like I
like Derek and I like Shannon. So it was difficult. I like both of the teams. I would have preferred different teams down there, but in this grand scheme of who was there,
Justine and Enzo,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So like I said, Justine and Enzo had 60, and Derek and Shannon had 55. And because Justine and Enzo already feel like he has something to prove, and they already in a deficit, like behind, they are going super fast as soon as it starts. And I was like, okay, they ready. So they were transferring these tires. They had like 3 tires already on the platform before Shannon and Derek had completed their first round. So they was already kind of about to catch up, and that 5 tire advantage didn't matter after really the first round. It really didn't.
And what also helped them was that Enzo had the idea to not stack them high, but actually kind of layer evenly stagger them. Yeah. And kind of like, build it that way, which was basically how they won.
Yeah.
Enzo and Justine.
And so now at the end of this, with Shannon and Derek X going home, Justine is now sitting at $8,000, and Enzo got $2,000.
Enzo still needs some more work before he make the final, but Justine is sitting pretty. But
I don't think Enzo's making the final.
I think Enzo can make it. I think Enzo has the potential to really get there. I just think that it just depends on, like, you still got somebody like Leo, David.
I don't think Enzo.
Like, you still got some people you can take out. It's just.
I think Justine's definitely gonna make it if she on.
Justine's definitely gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like, people who got the money already, I'm pretty sure are like, for sure. At this point, I think we can say.
I think Enzo's biggest move, I think Enzo really should do, I think he need to take out somebody like Kylan. I think that'll be really good for his game. If you take out Kylan, you're good. Because nobody gonna fuck with you after that. Because
I don't think so. Enzo's still an easy choice. However, like I said, I don't think that Derek and Shannon was the logical choice to be down there. But
it worked.
You said what?
I said, well, it worked.
It did, but like I said, I don't. But overall, this challenge was, like I said, it was iffy. I mean, this elimination was iffy. It wasn't the best. We seen better. Okay,
we are 6 episodes in. I just lost my first person.
And you're about to be losing 2 people at a time for the next 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, we ain't got no choice but to lose 2 people. Because y'all ain't got no players left between the both of these.
So I'm going to be sitting at my good 4. Because I feel like I got a good, strong 4 people right now.
4 people are not making the final. I know that much.
Who?
You might have 1 person that make the final at your 4.
I got a guaranteed 3. The only question mark is Ben.
A guaranteed 3 to make the final out of your 4?
Good options.
Ben is the only question mark for now.
Pull it up. Pull up the scores. Pull them on.
I'm gonna hope that Cash can make it.
Transition. Transition.
So
we can discuss this further. Transition.
So let's get into the fantasy draft.
We ain't worried about Gigi team. We know ain't nobody.
I'm talking about my team.
So in 3rd place with 372 points,
Enzo gonna make the final. Enzo gonna make it. So she got 1 person that's gonna make the final.
I think
her one person. I think her 1 person is Kayla.
And it's gonna be Enzo.
I think it's gonna be Kayla.
It's gonna be Enzo.
We'll
see. It's not my team, but I think it will be Kayla. But
yeah, because your team is as small as hers.
Next, in 2nd place, I lost Derek. I have 457 points. However, like I was saying,
Ben is going to be the only one. Ben is going to be the only team to make a final.
You said
what? Justine gonna make that final.
And maybe Justine.
And Desi.
Justine, Kyla
are going to go home.
Final.
I mean, I do agree that this is a strong 4.
I think it's a strong 4, but
thank you.
I don't think Desi going to make it.
Who's taking her out?
You only got 4 people up, sir.
And first place,
my first person.
Savon with 850.
Almost touching 1,000. Look at that.
Like I said,
I still got 8 people. I got double what y'all got.
You do.
You lost Shannon. Your team didn't really. Your big hitters were
1, 2, 3,
David.
4. I got 4 people on my team making the final.
Who?
Angela and Tyson.
Angela
and Tyson's the only 2 I'm giving you.
Nah. Angela, Alyssa, Danny, and
Alyssa is not making the final.
I think Dominic will get like 4th place.
I can see Alyssa making the final. I can see it. I
feel like
I don't see
Dominic will
Alyssa
get like
making
4th or 3rd. I feel like Tyson will get like 4th. Ben will like be there, but like Ben would also come in like 5th or 4th or some shit like that. Like I know David's not gonna make it. I know if Kira does make it, it's gonna be like really close. But
Kira not making it.
Sarah,
and you putting Kira in the final.
You said Sarah's not. You said Sarah's not making it.
No, I didn't say Sarah. I said Kira or Alyssa. They're not making the final.
No, Alyssa would probably make it further than Kira. Like I said, I feel like I give you that. I still feel like I picked the 2 winners.
The only
I feel like I picked the 2 winners.
Into the final that I can see.
I don't really care how it plays out. I feel like Danny's gonna win, even though he hasn't shown it yet. He gonna do it for Kiki. So I have my faith in that, and I feel like Sarah gonna win because I've seen Sarah compete before, and I know Sarah can win. So I'm going with Sarah. And
Sarah not playing a good game, so I don't think she's gonna win.
Nah, Sarah's gonna win.
You think Sarah gonna win?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when it happens, when my picks win, like I said,
I think
I want my formal apology.
Gonna hold it down for the.
I want my formal apology.
I can see that.
You're not getting an apology once again because I've been right. Like I told you, Shannon was not making.
And when you were
incorrect,
sir, I want an apology. Okay, and that's fine. And when you're incorrect, I want an apology.
For the females, I don't think Danny's gonna win. I'll give you maybe Tyson.
I want to hear. I'm sorry for doubting your picks. That's what I want to hear from you.
You're not getting that from me.
I want to hear. I'm sorry for doubting
You're
your
not getting that.
You're not getting.
You were right the entire time.
However, like I said, Justine is going to win for the females.
That is the end of our review and recap. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the episode. We will be back next week for episode 7. So we'll see you on our next episode. Peace.